Hello everybody, I am Sharon of the Sharon Zoo, and I have such an important video to be doing for you all today. This is not a video you want to miss. This is a video that you are going to want to share with every single person you know. This is a video that is a long time coming. I'm actually in the car waiting for my mother. With the coronavirus, I can't go in with her to have procedures. So I have to wait outside the hospital. So it's very apropos to what I am about to talk with you about today. To start off, this video is about being a patient advocate. What that means is that when you have a loved one, your mother, father, sister, brother, friend, relative, anybody who is in the hospital, you need to be their eyes, ears, voice, everything. Everything. Of course, we should be trusting the medical profession, which of course, yes, we should be trusting everybody who's taking care of our loved one. But they have so many people to take care of, and things can go wrong. They make mistakes. Okay, we're going to start here. I am talking to you because I went through this with my mother. My mother has pancreatic cancer, and she has had a ton of complications along the way. So my mother was in the hospital quite a few times, and I sat by her side all those times, and I made sure that I was on top of all of her care. Now, you have a patient, just say you have a patient, there's a loved one, someone you know, they're in the hospital, nobody's there with them. They're not sitting there all day and all night. Just say that patient needs to go to the bathroom. They're pushing that button. They have a call button, they do. But these nurses are busy. They are overworked, they are underpaid, and they just can't get to your loved one. That person is laying in the bed, and they can't go to the bathroom. So what do? If you have a patient advocate, which would be, in my case, me, sitting with my mother until she falls asleep, from the morning till night, I can go get somebody. I can go tell them, listen, my mother has to go to the bathroom. You can hire somebody to sit with your loved one. If you are not able to sit there, you can hire somebody. You have to go over all their medications. You need to know what they're giving your loved one. You need to know what they were taking before they got admitted, because my mother was given wrong medication. She was smart enough after the first time, she already took it, but she was smart enough to say, I'm not on that medication, and she refused it. Somebody needs to be watching out over the medical profession. Someone needs to be there for your loved one. There are things, I'm in the medical profession, and I know a lot of things, but most people don't. They know nothing. My mother had fluid in her lungs, and that fluid was not coming out. They were just giving her a water pill to try to get the fluid out of her lungs. It wasn't working. Turns out my mother's lungs were filled with blood. So nothing was helping. And I had to tell them, you need to give her IV Lasix, which is a water pill, or a diuretic, which takes water or fluid out of the body. I'm the one who had to say that. That's crazy. I shouldn't have to do that. In terms of my mother, hold on. Sorry, I'm in a parking lot here at the hospital. I thought a truck was going to hit me. But anyway, so as for that, I'm the one who had to give them direction. Then my mother's white blood cell count was elevated. And I'm just giving you all these examples because I want you to understand how things can go wrong, and you need somebody there to be with your loved one to kind of look over them. Her white blood cell count was extremely high. They were just contributing that to her disease or because of the fluid or whatever. I said, no, I think my mother has some kind of infection going on in her body. I want you to give her antibiotics. No, it's okay. It's because of a reaction from her disease and from the fluid. Finally, I said, no, I want her to have antibiotics. Sure enough, they give her IV antibiotics, and her white blood cell count is coming down and coming down and coming down. So whether you can find an infection or not, something was wrong. Something was wrong. So the IV antibiotics worked for my mother. I kept saying, why aren't you getting the fluid out of her lungs another way? Oh, we'll just get it out with diuretic. Well, my mother was sent home from that particular hospital with her lungs filled with blood. Now she is home for maybe 5 days and now can't even breathe. We have to take her to another hospital, which finally I had them do the right thing. Her lungs needed to be tapped. The fluid needed to be pulled out through her back, through a needle. The point I'm trying to get is that, again, they were giving her wrong medication. They weren't doing the right thing by my mother. I needed to question everything. What I'm trying to say is that when your loved one is in the hospital, you have a right to do your own research, to question things, to get answers. You don't have to just sit there and let them do anything they want. You have a right to be discussing things with the doctors, with the nurses. You now, especially with the COVID virus, we are not allowed to be in the hospital with our loved one. We're not. But you have a right to call. You can call and talk to those nurses, talk to those doctors, and get that information that you want. What's going on with the patient? What are you doing? What is your treatment plan for my loved one? Especially since you can't be there. People are afraid, oh, I don't want to bother them. They're busy. No, that is not the answer. You deserve to have answers. If you can't be there by their side, they need to provide you with any information you need. Any questions you have a right to get an answer to. You don't just have to sit back and wait for outcomes. You have a right to ask questions. And I want you all to know your rights as a patient advocate. And every single patient in a hospital needs somebody to be their voice. They're laying there, they're sick, they can't be thinking about, am I getting the right medication? Is somebody going to come to take me to the bathroom when I need it? Maybe I have to wait. I'm bothering them. I'll just hold it in. No, that's not the answer. They're there to help your loved one. And I am not bashing the medical field because I am in the medical field. But your loved one deserves the best care possible. The best care possible. But a lot of these people are overworked, underpaid, and it's very difficult for them. And my heart goes out for them. And especially now with COVID virus. Oh my goodness. They are just going crazy with the overload and coming in and having to do double, triple shifts. So I completely understand, but your loved one needs to be taken care of properly. You need to be getting answers. And if you can't be there, again, you need to talk to those doctors and nurses. They need to give you information. I can't stress this enough. But you really need to be looking out for your loved one. You need to ask questions. Again, you need to have all their medications. That's something that you should always have before you go to the hospital. You should have a list of every single medication that they take, the dosage, how often they take it, and what they're taking it for. That should be something that you can just hand to them right away, and they know. And that list should match the computer in the hospital. In my mother's case, there was medication in there that she's never taken in her life. And she took it the first time, but then she said, I'm not on this. I'm not taking it. But someone else wouldn't know to say that. A lot of people, most people wouldn't know to say that. They would just take what's given to them. You have to be careful. You have to look out for your loved one. I hope this video was educational. I hope this video was informative. And I hope you understand what I'm saying. And I hope everyone in the medical profession understands how much I idolize you. And I put you up on a pedestal. And I am just so grateful that you were there on the front lines, taking care of all these people, all these patients, and putting your life on the line right now. And what you do even before COVID. You are angels on earth, every single one of you, but you're all human. You're all human. And you're, as I said, you're overworked and underpaid. And I totally understand that you can't be running to every patient every time they need you. But if you have somebody sitting by your side, maybe you could take them to the bathroom. Maybe you could give them what they need. If they need a drink, if they need something that they can't reach, if they need a tissue, just have someone there for your loved one if you can. If you can't be there, hire somebody to sit there with your loved one. It's very important, very important. Anyway, guys, I love you so much. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to have more information about things. If you just want to be cheered up by my animals, this has nothing to do with what I do on YouTube. What I do on YouTube is this pig right here and all my other animals. And we just try to cheer people up all over the world because I am in the medical field, and I just wanted to spread joy on a larger scale. I wanted to help people, but this is such an important video, and I've been wanting to do it for so long. And now that I'm sitting outside the hospital waiting for my mother, probably for hours until she has her procedure done, and I can't even be in there with her to oversee anything, I thought this was the perfect time for me to do it. So I love every single one of you. And again, share this video with as many people as you can, because I think it will save someone's life. And please, again, I'm going to reiterate this, with the COVID virus, and because you cannot be in there with your loved one, just remember, you have a right to call that nurse's station and get updates every single day. Don't be afraid that you're bothering them. Don't be afraid that they're too busy. You have a right to know what's going on with your loved one if you can't be there, okay? I love you. Please stay safe. Please listen to the officials. Do what you're supposed to do. And hopefully this whole crazy mess in this world will be over sooner than later, and we can get back to our regular living. I love you. Bye, guys.